What's up, guys? I know it's not my normal Tuesday. I had a lot of technical difficulties yesterday, and for some reason, it just did not want to work. So hopefully, y'all will find me. But let me share it real quick. So hopefully, people can get in here. But happy opening day eve. I do know that it's a little bit unfortunate that the Braves won't start until Friday, but the game has already been postponed until 3:05. What's up, Charles? So, we get to watch everybody else play until on Friday, but it doesn't affect our pitching staff and the plans of it, so that is a good thing. Yes, the game tomorrow has been postponed until Friday at 3:05 due to weather. Obviously, and the Mets and Brewers also got postponed. So, yeah, that's a bit unfortunate, but Ronald wrote excuse me, an amazing piece in the Players Tribune about his career, his love of baseball, and where his enthusiasm comes from. I encourage you to go find that and read it. It makes you love Ronald Acuna Jr. even more than you thought was possible, kind of thing. So definitely go read that if you're a Braves fan. That's the first thing you need to read, and you definitely will want to run through a wall. I don't know why my picture is like that, but Jackson Stevens elected free agency after not making the roster, after thinking he was going to make the roster, and I don't necessarily blame him. He had a really good spring. Even though I'm really happy to have Chavez back, I guess that's just the nature of the business. But for sure. John Birdie was also traded to the Yankees. A headache for the Braves for many years. A pest. Really happy to have him out of the division, and that's actually a really good get for the Yankees with their bench depth and infield depth a little banged up to start the year. That's a bit unfortunate for them. So yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate for them. I was reading that nearly like half, 5 or 6 St. Louis Cardinals, key St. Louis Cardinals are starting on the injured list. The Reds' infield depth continues to take massive hits with injuries and the suspension to Noelvi Marte. Unfortunately, the Braves opener is postponed, but we all get a chance to watch everybody else play, which stinks, but at least we didn't have to wait around and be disappointed that they banged it while we're waiting. So that's a thing. Birdie will actually see a lot of time early on because Oswaldo Peraza is out, and DJ LeMahieu is not going to be ready for opening day. So I think he will actually see a lot of time, at least at the beginning for the Yankees, and he's been proven to be a really good utility piece. So, um, the Cubs. Yeah, I did see that Clowney signed with us. Really excited about that. Thank you, Joseph, on the Rangers. I had no clue. I actually saw it last night, but I was drawing a blank. Yeah, I'm really excited to see Clowney, and I like the clean slate that the Panthers have kind of created defensively and offensively, and just trying to compete and be better. It doesn't look fancy, it doesn't look whatever, but we've been so bad over the last 5 to 6 years that there needed to be just a different mindset. And I appreciate that it's coming to fruition, and the guys definitely have a plan. So I'm really excited about that. The other big news from yesterday, Jordan Montgomery signing a 1 year, 25 with Jordan Montgomery signing a 1 year, 25 with the Arizona Diamondbacks with a vesting option for the second year, depending on how many starts he makes. Obviously, I don't think he'll be ready for opening day, given how long he waited. But I think it's an actual good deal for the Diamondbacks, given that Eduardo Rodriguez is starting on the IL for the Diamondbacks. I think it's a really good deal, and I think that owners and GMs not giving in to Scott Boras is nice. Yeah, I did see Penn Murphy was claimed by the Astros. That was a weird one that we released him, but I don't think that his progression with Tommy John surgery was going as well as we'd hoped. I would assume we always have a reason for things that we do. And I thought he could be an interesting piece. I think that becomes official today or tomorrow, Joseph, with the Orioles, which is a really good thing for them. Everything is looking up for them. They're going to be a problem for a long time. Who we'll have coming off our bench? We won't see them very much, but Forrest Wall, Adam Duvall, that rhymed and I didn't mean it to. Luis Guillorme, and obviously Travis d'Arnaud or Sean Murphy, depending on who's catching that day. But again, you're not going to see him very much, but you got Forrest Wall for the amazing speed. Guillorme can give you a really tough at bat when needed. You know what Adam Duvall does. And Wall, yeah. I thought I got them all. So that's important. But like we hope we don't see him very much. Do I expect another big year from Ozuna? Yeah, why not? I wouldn't. I can't count him out. I mean, he had a really good spring. I would say probably 32 to 40 homers is where Ozuna wants to be. I hope he doesn't start off as ice cold as he did last year. But again, he had a three some average in spring. He's saying all the right things, doing all the right things, and having really good at bats for the most part. So I wouldn't expect anything different. But again, I think the pitchers are usually a little farther along than the hitters to start spring, so you might see a little bit more low scoring. I could be totally wrong to start the year. Yes, Tyler Matzik made the team. Guillorme could give Ozzy or Riley a day off here or there, but you know how much our guys love to play. Yes, Tyler Matzik made the team. Yeah, but Ozuna, Big Bear, really, I wouldn't be surprised if you see similar numbers to last year in terms of after his major slump to start the year. But again, you also have better depth at the DH position if you wanted to do Duvall or you wanted to do d'Arnaud, depending on who gets hotter. So there's depth there. But yes, Connor. For sure. I like that prediction. I just want to win. I don't care how many innings the guys go. Obviously, you're going to use your pin more to start the year because the guys aren't completely stretched out where you'd like them to be. So that's why the pin is important and the depth is important. What do we have? We have 4 lefties in the pin now with Dylan Lee. Well, that's not surprising. With the Hornets, they are just a absolute mess right now. So I'm just glad the Braves and the Hurricanes and the Panthers are having some clean slate stuff and all that stuff. So I don't have to talk about the Hornets too much. But I don't know that I would expect 4 lefties to continue in the bullpen. But that's definitely an embarrassment of riches. With Lee, Minter, Bummer, and Tyler Matzik. Why did they? Because it's not going to get better. 75% chance of rain at 44 degrees, and the forecast just isn't going to get better. So why have the players wait around? And then if you warm the pitchers up, and then you have to stop it, then it really creates an issue. So you don't want to have your starter start and then be wasted, especially for as important as opening day is. You don't want to do that. The Tar Heels are playing in the Sweet 16 against Alabama tomorrow, so they're doing solid. The Hurricanes can clinch a playoff spot. They had a little sleepy one yesterday against the Penguins. We just couldn't get to the net front. But yeah, I mean, you just don't, especially how much weather plays into like the first month or month and a half of the season. You've got to just be really careful about that stuff because the arms aren't necessarily stretched out like you'd want them to be. So you just got to be super, super extra vigilant. Sorry, I don't know why my fan is kind of reflecting on that, but yeah. Will Smith, catcher for the Dodgers, signed a 10-year, $141 extension, and again deferred money, because of course. But Will Smith is what, 28, 29. I guess that helps in that you'll have another DH option / first base, because Freddie only has a few more years on his contract, so that's a little weird, but but good for them anyway. Sorry, allergies there. But good for them, and did he retire? Leaky? I didn't hear that. Oh, okay. Well, good. I can't wait until the Hornets are done, so, because it's kind of just been really gross. I'm gonna double down on the fact that I said Matt Olson will hit the first homer for the Braves. I hope it happens earlier in the lineup, but I'm gonna. You mean Mike Fultonevich? No, he is not. No, he is. No, he's not. No worries. Nobody could ever spell his name. Anyway, but no. He is way far gone. Unfortunately. For him. Um yeah. But like I said yesterday, Jared Kelnick getting his first homer, even though it's spring training, 452 feet, and he's feeling like he's getting his swing down, getting his timing down, and Kevin Pillar went to the White Sox. The White Sox are the Braves of the South Side, kind of. But yeah, I'm feeling either Matt Olson or Jared Kelnick are going to be the first to go deep. But I'm definitely it's gonna. I think you never should put anything past Jesse Chavez. You really shouldn't, especially in a Braves uniform. I don't know how that's going to shake out, but I don't know how much he has left in the tank. But every time Jesse Chavez puts on a Braves uniform, he pitches like Randy Johnson. So don't put anything past Jesse Chavez, especially since Jesse Chavez may be the multi-inning guy that Jackson Stephens was going to be. So I definitely, that may be a little premature, but I can also see the point and the reality of that. So you're thinking, okay, you thinking leadoff or not? No, you probably wouldn't be going out on a too much of a limb, but I'll take it. No, I don't. Well, yes and no, because they wouldn't have put him on the opening day roster if they didn't think Jesse Chavez could help us. But also, yes, in the way. So yes and no, but I think they really think that Jesse Chavez can help us win ball games, because if you want him to retire, Brave, then you would just sign him to a one-day contract. You say Riley scores the first one. All right, Julie, since you just got in here, who's going to hit the first homer of the Braves season? I got Matt Olson. Joseph's got Ronald. And so, but no, I think they really think that Jesse's going to still do some good things for the Braves. I really do. Okay. Well, all right. Ozuna. All right. So I think we are going to have Michael Harris the second in the sixth spot, which that's going to give him a lot more RBI opportunities. And I don't know if it'll get him as many fastballs, but I think Jared Kelenich's going to get a lot more fastballs and have a really, really good year out of the 9-hole. Orlando Arcia has had a lot of power this spring. I think he led us in 5 homers, so I think we could scare our own record from last year at 307. But if we do it in different ways, I wouldn't be mad about it either. I mean, scoring runs in different ways. But yeah, I mean, I think that's why you never put any stock in, or you never should put too much stock in what you see in spring, unless it's really, really positive. Then there's something to really be excited about. But you've got guys working on things, changing hand positions, all that jazz that we've talked about all off season long. That is just something that you just kind of gotta wrap the head around, so to speak, and just remembering that these guys are humans and baseball's hard. That's kind of a hard thing as fans because you want the instant gratification of things working out amazingly right away, and sometimes that just doesn't translate. So I definitely agree. I think he's gonna have at least 20 homers. And I'll go 70, 81 RBIs. I don't know why that number, and you know how much I don't like speculating, but there we go. I'll speculate on that. But yeah, I'm just really excited about everything, and I think the one thing that probably concerns me out of the pen is what Aaron Bummer are we gonna get, because he struggled with walks in spring, and he had a ton of soft contact, but it looked like all the soft contact found the holes, and if you combine that with walks, it usually doesn't go well. So I'm really hoping that Aaron Bummer's spring doesn't translate to the regular season. But yeah, I think especially with the no knee blocking rule thingy, Ronald could do some real damage on the base pass this year. And let's just put this out there too with with Michael Harris' second batting in the sixth spot, you'll probably have more opportunities for him to steal as well. You'll probably have over 30 steals for Michael at least. But it might be with the weather in Philly. I don't know how much. I think it might be a little bit more of a pitcher's paradise in terms of the wind and the chill. I don't know. But we'll see how it goes. But it's first K Schwarber is probably a good bet no matter what happens. But yeah, I guess tomorrow we can all just watch and enjoy the other the Ronald scores a run comment. Yeah, I saw that one. That's not going out on the biggest limb, but I'll take it. I think I did see Ronald's brother is starting in AAA for the Mets this year, so we'll probably see him a lot quicker. Probably latest July, probably earliest May, maybe, depending on how he does. The one about Spencer. Yeah, bummer. The game gets delayed. No, I don't know what you said about Spencer. Sorry. Yeah, but it's like I said earlier, it's a good thing to already have. What's up, Hudson? If I'm just like the Cassmac Chat got delayed from yesterday to today, I guess we just have to wait wait another day. But then we'll have baseball all the time. Hudson, since you just got in here, who is going to hit the first homer for the Braves? Oh, yeah. I could agree on that because I think the first batter will be Schwarber. So, but guys, and I'm having taco poppers tonight for dinner. So, first player to get called up. It'll likely be a pitcher. Okay. First pitcher to probably first. It'll probably be Elder, but if I wanted to do a more exciting one, Waldrop. I thought you. Oh no, Joseph said Ronald. Okay. All right. You're right. I thought we hit a grand slam in a day game last year. Did we not? Maybe they were all night games. But yeah, and I guess I'll give you my divisional predictions. NL East, the Braves. NL Central. Someone has to. I think the Pirates are gonna surprise. I don't think they're gonna win it. Every team in the NL Central is dealing with a lot of injuries right now. Yeah, I guess the Cubs, but yeah, I think the Cubs have more. The Reds have way too many infield injuries. All of a sudden, the Brewers aren't gonna have their closer. Spencer going 7 innings would. Yeah, that's why I said somebody has to win that division. Spencer going 7 innings on opening day would be a totally Spencer Strider thing. The AL West is going to be interesting. I think the Mariners are going to be probably a wild card out of that. If Spencer doesn't have his one blow up inning, that he typically had, I at least 6 and a third. If he doesn't have that one blow up inning that messes up with his pitch count / ERA / thing. What's up, Chris? Unfortunately, we have to wait until Friday. Yeah, we have to wait until Friday. But since you're in here, we've done a lot of predictions. So who's gonna hit the first homer for the Braves? But yeah, I would say 6 and a third for Spencer. Best team in the National League. All right. We got all the things covered. We got almost all the spots covered. the best team in the NL, other than the Braves and the Padres, could surprise. The NL West is just gonna be a wow show, kind of. The NL West is gonna be wild with all the free agent acquisitions. Although the Arizona is starting without Paul Sewald. He's gonna be on the IL with an oblique. So that's an issue for them. Yeah, I like the prediction strain. What is the single game K record this year for each? Wow, that's the Marlins could definitely take a step back. I feel like the Nationals could be even a little bit more pesky than they usually are. What's Strider's record? Like 16? So I'm gonna say Strider has 3 strikeout games, but his high will be 14. Max hasn't really had a lot of high strikeout games. He doesn't go double digits a lot. Yeah, the Marlins always still have a lot of good talent. I would actually give like Strider or Sale like 13. Because he has some wicked K rate. The highest K rate ever for a left-hander or something. CJ Nikowski was talking about it today. I don't know exactly what it was. But yeah, the Marlins could be pesky. I don't know. He actually has pitched more than any other reliever we've had, I think. He had a rough one yesterday in the last game, but yeah, I think he's healthy. Well, yeah, I would say I agree with you, Hudson, but he had 6 yesterday in 3, or not yesterday, the other day in 3 innings. Let me check Minter's appearances. So yeah, maybe, but I think he's gonna have. Let's see. I can look. You may be right, but I feel like I've. Yeah, sure. What's up, James? Yeah. So Matt's. Were you asking about Matzik or Minter? I thought no. Doesn't the roster have 26 now? Oh wait, yeah, I don't know. If they're at 27, then yes, they would have to make another move. Oh, okay. I'm still. James, if you're still in here, we've got a running. The opening day will be Friday. It's already been banged. I just want to make sure. But James, who is gonna hit? What was yours? Who do you think? Yeah, Andrew's probably. I mean, it should be Billy Wagner, but it might be Andrew. But James, who's gonna hit the the first homer for the Braves this season. Yeah, gosh, it should be Billy Wagner, but if it's Andrew Jones or Billy Wagner, then that's what it should be. All right, so you went with mine. I got Matt Olson too. All right. What am I looking for? AJ Minter. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, great minds think alike. He had 8 appearances, 8 games, 1-0 with a 245, 7 1/3 innings pitched. So that's pretty standard for relievers. He may have been held back a little bit. But I think that's pretty standard for spring training because you don't want to overdo it for relievers. Do you guys think that 4 lefties is going to last in the bullpen? I guess last may not be the right word, but yeah, Ronald will definitely more than likely lead the team in stolen bases. The only way he doesn't do that is he hits too many over the fence for him not to, which I'm not opposed to either. To get massive stolen bases. That could be possible. Then that makes, if that doesn't happen, that makes our bullpen even stronger. But I think you have to give it at least maybe a month or two, because you've worked to stretch him out so long. Plus it's the number 5. And with this rain out, I think we play 19 and 20 days. So you're going to need your depth. Duvall. I'd probably put the over-under at, I'll go a little lower, but probably be over-under at 17. You got to give Lopez a chance first, and I think there's a lot more depth in our bullpen that we could get away with bullpen games, but typically they go off the rails quicker for us. I think we're all kind of forgetting Elder, and maybe that's a thing just because he had the same exact spring that he had last year. I don't really like bullpen games either, but with our bullpen the way it is, you can get away with it more. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think you have to. James, you might be the only person that I've ever seen say I love bullpen games. I don't like when the Braves face them because we're absolutely terrible at bullpen games. But as far as the 5th starter spot, I think you definitely have to give Lopez a month to figure it out, whether it's a good move or not. But I think we've exhausted this ad nauseum with the extra inning rule. I get it. I'm a purist, but what did I give over under? Well, if it's 13, then that means Jared Kelnick is kind of wrestled the job away, which is a nice thing. So yeah, I mean that's probably a little bit more realistic. The extra inning rule is good for bullpens. It's good for as long as they don't put it in the postseason. I'm cool. No, Lopez doesn't have. If Lopez has a low 4 ERA or a even a 4.5 ERA with our offense, you can get away with some things with the way our offense. Well, that's true. But you don't want to overtax your bullpen early on, so that's why starting is important. But yeah, that's fair. I think the new blocking the base rule is gonna help Ronald. It's gonna help Michael. It's gonna help Ozzy. And I think the dropping the knee thing. I think you just got. I hope umpires. I hope it's not too easy because the Braves can't do it or weren't able to do it the first few years. You just, so I don't think it's too easy. I can agree on the RC a chip on your shoulder thing. Yeah, I mean that you just gotta be smarter, and I just hope that the umpires rule it the way it's supposed to be ruled and don't over emphasize it and like it if it's blatantly obvious, yeah, but just don't overemphasize things. And Arcia, yeah, I think he's definitely gonna have a chip on his shoulder. And the way last year it sucks. It is what it is, but you use motivation the way you have to. And I don't think what happened in the playoffs last year has anything to do with Arcia. We just couldn't hit the dang ball, to be honest. And we didn't have a starting rotation that we could be confident in. So, and those two things are really, really big in baseball. Duh. So, I don't think Arcia's comment had anything to do with anything. Yeah, he's always under a microscope just because. But with his defense, I don't think that's I don't think it can be too much under a microscope because his defense is so good. Hey Matthew, Jackson Stevens, Jesse Chavez is taking Jackson Stevens' spot, and actually Jackson Stevens elected free agency. So yes, our rotation was banged up last year. We did. Charlie Morton was out with a finger issue. Max Fried didn't start in 19 days. And we had Elder and Andrelton Andrelton Simmons and Swanson, yeah. No, he ended up. Matic is not starting on the IL. They liked his progress, so they were comfortable enough for him to. I think Nacho Alvarez, Perdomo, are big time shortstop guys, and I don't think we have to worry about that until 2026. I don't think he's a long term either, just because the age. But we'll see. But Jackson Stevens is elected free agency. Jesse Chavez is on the roster, and Matic is on the roster as well. They don't. If the ghost runner scores, it's not an earned run. But getting the loss, I mean, that's how it goes. Yeah, respect the specs. Player I think will do better than expected. You guys are firing the questions really quick today, so if I don't get to them right away, I'm not. Yeah, Dylan Lee. Hold on, I'll go over the bullpen in just a second, but which player do I think performed better than I expected? Player or pitcher? I want to give it to Ronaldo Lopez because I think people are just too far down on his ability. Yeah, you kind of went with the easy answer, didn't you? Or the kind of obvious answer. The bullpen is you got four lefties. Minter, Matzek, Bummer, and Lee. Minter, Matzek, Bummer, and Lee are the four lefties. You've got Pierce Johnson, Jimenez, Chavez. Yeah, Murphy's a good one. Everybody's down on Lopez being a long-term starter. Is what I was getting at there. But Iglesias, Iggy from the right side. Yeah. So, yeah, that's a good one because he's doing exactly what Matt Olson did. Had a good year in his first year, but he kind of exploded after that. So that's definitely a good one. And I think Joseph mentioned it somewhere up there. But Oscar it could be a really critical piece to things as well. I think Anderson won't be ready until June, I believe, but that's another piece that you could think of. Good God, they're hot. I can see the steam coming off. Well, that's possible, but I think it's L for Boris. I talked about it earlier in the stream. I think it's an L for Boris. Good for Arizona. And the NL West is going to be wild this year. And I think I'm just glad it wasn't the Phillies or the Mets. I think Jordan Montgomery was amazing, but he doesn't have a lot of velocity. He's kind of the finesse pitcher, so Unfortunately, I don't think that's ever going to happen. The feel-good story for the Braves, probably Forrest Wall, doing something to like a walk-off hit or a diving play or something like that. As much as I think everybody would love to see Harris pitch, that's never gonna happen. But yeah, I think the feel-good story is probably a Forrest Wall type thing, or Hurston Waldrop becoming a huge part of our rotation, or something like that. And yeah, Boris definitely got way too greedy, and I'm actually really happy that owners didn't budge and GMs didn't budge and things of that nature, because I think yeah, or something along those lines for sure. Duval, Wall, Darno, Guillorme, and Duval and Wall unfortunately keep rhyming, so I apologize for that, but the way I keep saying it, but Guillorme as well. And then of course the swap of Tim was fun to watch pitch. And I think Jordan Montgomery may take a step back a little bit because the velocity. He's a finesse pitcher, and I have no problem with finesse pitchers. But in a place like Arizona, that could come back and bite him a little bit. But I think it's good value. Oh God, I remember watching that game. There's another example of not having the postseason rotation we expected. That was one of the most disgusting injuries I've ever seen live. I remember just bursting into tears when that happened. Yeah, his delivery, like Matt Olson's swing, is definitely something you don't teach. Probably. It probably has something to do with it. And there was a report earlier this offseason that we were going for somebody, but Alex Anthopoulos asked the players, and they really didn't want to play with him. And the speculation is that may be why, for sure. Totally agree on Sale. I just love his mentality. I love everything he brings to the clubhouse. I agree, and apparently we were trying to get him last year. Yeah, you definitely. Ronald is a can't miss show of his own. That's for sure. I think he's blackballed Tommy Pham a little bit. I mean, he's really good, but personalities some definitely rub people the wrong way. Nope. That's definitely true on Chris Sale for sure. It's kind of like the Jared Kelnick. Even though that kid's gonna put pressure on him because he wants to prove things. And so does Chris Sale, but he has the back of the World Series, all that stuff to go back on. Hang on 1 second. I gotta get my ooh, that was a better reach than I thought. No, I don't think Ozzy will win a Gold Glove. But I think his shoulder is a lot better than it was last year, so I don't think his defense is going to be as much of a concern as it has been. For sure. Or as it was last year, I guess. But no, I don't. That's probably the one player that I do not see getting a Gold Glove. That could. Not that. Oh, dang it. It fell. I can't get it. Second time's the charm, maybe. But I don't think I did I think the Royals are gonna surprise in the AL Central. Yeah, I think Ozzy's, that's the one thing that he won't. He's very, very solid, but Gold Glove, mate. There we go. That'd be too much to ask. Just because of the talent there. Yeah, but I want to feel like the Royals are going to surprise. But yeah, I think that I can't even figure out the NL Central. Okay. Chris Sale. Chris Sale. CJ Nikowski was really proud of that stat. And so am I, so. Matt, did I ask you who you think is going to hit a homer the first homer this season? I can't remember if I did. It's been a lot of conversating and stuff, which is amazing, so, but he was. Yeah, the Central divisions are just ugly. And I think the Detroit Tigers could surprise as well. Michael Soroka having an amazing spring. No, I think that was a little before my time on the Bob Wickman. I don't have we had a combine. We had the last no hitter, just strict no hitter was Kent Merker in '93. No, I think Bob Wickman was a little before my time. I recognize the name though. I do recognize the name. Yep, we got 3 Matt Olsons. on the Homer trek. Okay, so did you guys know that Chipper had his own candy bar? My guess was Matt Olson. 91. All right. Didn't we almost had one? We almost had one in 21, game 3 of the World Series when Ian Anderson pitched. And that actually should have been a combined no-hitter. That actually should have been a combined no-hitter, but Dansby and Eddie got kind of crossed up on that. But yeah, he had a I do history articles for Battery Power, the Braves fan website, and that came up not in the history. 1997, he had his own candy bar. I don't know if it's still in circulation. But yeah, we should have had a combined no-hitter in the World Series. Yep. He had a candy bar. I don't know if it's in circulation. What, the combined no-hitter in 90? I wasn't around. I haven't been around for any of the no-hitters or anything for the Braves, but I've predicted Strider is going to have a no-hitter this year. And I think I predicted that the last two, so it's eventually going to happen. Yeah, I do remember that. Obviously, none of us were around, but yes. That was awesome. That would be awesome. I probably wouldn't know what to do. You realize they're human and they're you, but that's incredible. I would not know what to do. If anyone's gonna do it, it's Strider, especially with his new curveball. I wouldn't put it past him. But again, like, so to strike out that many, you're gonna have a lot of pitches. So if he could be somehow efficient with it, I don't know how, but yeah, if he could have like just a lot of 3-pitch strikeouts, it's definitely a possibility. But I wouldn't put anything past Strider. Good. Well, that's but all right, I'll say yeah. He does. That's fine. If I'm wrong, that's okay as long as we win the World Series. I don't care about you. You yell all you want if we win the World Series. If I'm wrong on that stat. But yeah, no, I'll say yeah. Just if I'm going super bold, I'll say yes. Okay, that's fine. And I know you meant I think Matt mentioned, yeah, treating Chipper with like a normal guy seems like the appropriate approach. Not that that's easy to do, but awesome. And I also think, even though I don't like bringing this guy up, yes, I knew that Al Downing was the pitcher for Hank Aaron. I definitely knew that. Um, Even though I think Trevor Bauer has rightly been blackballed. I think, just in my opinion, but I'm not gonna go beyond that. But since you mentioned Tommy Pham, and if you guys haven't read the Ronald Acuna Jr. Um, Players Tribune thing, you should. You should. Yeah, I don't think we've had a complete lockdown closer that we feel confident that it's going to. Um, yeah, I don't know. On Pete Rose, that's based on the stats, yes, but Strider had 16 in one game, so it's in his grasp. It doesn't happen often, but if anyone's going to do it, it's Strider. But again, if you haven't read the Players Tribune article that Ronald put out there today, it'll make you want to run through a wall and make you love Ronald even more than you even thought possible. So make sure you carve out 15 to 20 minutes and read that, because it's awesome. Yeah, Rafael Belliard was a good one. But think I covered everything. Don't know. But thanks for hanging, guys. Um, Given that we play almost every Tuesday, I haven't really figured out um Cassmac chats or live watches that schedule yet, but I will put it on on my YouTube page, um, my Twitter page, and all of that, so you guys will be informed. And it gives you notifications too, so make sure you hit that. Make sure, but I haven't really figured all that stuff out yet. But I will definitely do live watches until my record is terrible at live watches, and then we will revisit that. But you will not see me do a live watch during a playoff game. You do not want to see that, for sure. But we'll revisit that when we need to. But as always, go Braves, champions forever. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Helps out a lot. Thanks, guys, and happy opening day tomorrow. Even though the Braves don't play, it's still a great. Um, I guess victory baby is coming back, huh? Then if you can't wait. Um, So I guess I didn't realize I added that to the catchphrase. So I guess that works too. But yeah, I'll figure all that stuff out. We'll do Cassmac chats throughout the season. I just haven't really figured it out yet. But I will talk to you guys every night because the Braves are about to be on every single day, and that's the favorite time of year. So thanks, guys.